Dane, thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us. I think it's really important that the people who are caring for people who have vulnerabilities understand something about not just how to prevent pressure ulcers, but really what the impact can be of a pressure ulcer, how it can change lives. And I think we can certainly say that it's been life-changing for you.
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah. The last 3 years have been put in absolute hell.
Yeah.
You know, life-changing. You know, 3 years ago I was living in a flat, reasonably self-independent, and then the pressure sore developed very slightly. It got worse over time.
Yeah.
Maybe through way of life, the transfer and cycle and everything. But yeah, the people that weren't. I wasn't surrounded by the right people probably to see. To know what was happening.
Going wrong. And absolutely, if we take it back right to the beginning, I first met you for something else.
Yeah.
But the time I first knew you, I met you in your flat.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the car that you drove, so you were driving your own car. Yeah. You went out regularly and volunteered locally, didn't you? So you were working with people. And the problems that you had that you needed support with were due to your underlying conditions and the fact that you use a wheelchair, but other than that, a very independent person.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what was first noticed by who, and perhaps what actions they took, and then how things built up?
Regarding the pressure sore, it was first noticed probably, I think, in the middle of 2014. At that time, it was very, very small. District nurses were seeing it in the different areas where I was living at the time, in my flat. They kept an eye on it for the period of time that I was where I was. Yeah. And then when I went back to my flat, obviously I had the other issue at the time with all of my leg. Yeah. So the district nurses were coming in for that, but they weren't coming in regularly. But when they were coming in, they were treating the leg and also looking at the pressure sore. But I think because of the leg, the pressure sore probably got left behind a little bit because the leg was big.
Yeah, the leg was a big issue.
It was a big issue, so I think that took priority over the other thing, over the other pressure sore. Yeah. And it was, I won't say allowed to develop, but it did develop over a period of time. And it came to a head probably in the early part of 2015. Yeah. In the early part of 2015, I became ill, and that's when it was noticed that it was there and how big it was at that time. And so that would have been probably 6 months from when it was first noticed in the middle of 2014. Yeah. So I've got that period of time with district nurses looking at it periodically. So not necessarily every day.
And I think that what may have happened is that part of it had closed over and there was this great big hole underneath that people couldn't see. Yeah. And this is very often what we say, that you can be sort of sitting on a secret almost, that it's not obvious what's going on. Yeah. These are the kind of skills that we want to help people to gain who are looking after people every day. I think for me, what has affected me the most about what's happened to you is the impact that then had. So I seem to remember coming to see you and being quite concerned, and that's when it had been really picked up that things were more serious. Very quickly after that, you ended up in hospital, didn't you?
Yeah. I ended up in hospital in the middle of March 2015. I actually went into hospital. Yeah. Spent 8 months in hospital, daily treatments, debridements, I'm in surgery, probably about not far short of 10.
So 10 times you had to go back to surgery. And that's partly because the wound was so deep and extensive, despite what could be seen on the surface.
And getting rid of the dead, the bad tissue, and also keeping it clean. Yeah. So the debridements that I had gradually over time took the pressure sore down to the bone. Yes. So that's how deep it was. Plastic, surgery was talked about. Plastic surgery was spoken about, but that was decided not to go ahead with that. For the simple fact, I have very little sensation in that area. So if it was to become infected, I wouldn't necessarily know until it was too late.
And this is why you need the right skilled people around you, isn't it? Because you're relying on other people to pick up those things that, because of your sensory problems, you can't. And I think it really struck me then when you were saying this was down to the bone, and it was probably down to the bone for quite some time. But what people could see was this tiny mark on the skin without actually the realisation of what that covered. And I mean, it wasn't just these debridements that you had to go through in terms of surgery, was it?
No, I had to have a colostomy done, which, you know, and that caused me problems at the time, you know, after a while. So that was another surgery that I had done. But it was just a general day-to-day, you know, having dressed.
And 8 months away from a home and a life that you built for yourself and loved.
I was restricted also in sitting in the wheelchair. You know, I couldn't sit in the wheelchair initially for more than an hour at a time. Gradually, that's over the 2.5 years, 3 years, that's picked up, and I am now doing a full day. I don't have to now be repositioned at night.
So you're actually getting sleep?
So my life now is getting to somewhere where it was.
What a long time.
It's taken a long time.
And I mean, where are we now? We're not back in your home, are we?
We're not back in my home. I may well be soon. The council, because obviously I lost my flat because of this whole rigmarole.
So you lost your home,
but the council have been on my side for the last year, and fingers crossed something has become available. But it isn't finished yet. It's still under construction. But the latest that I know is the finishing time is April sometime. So
the end is in sight.
The end is in sight.
And I have to say, for me, who's worked with you over that time, your resilience and your ability to keep smiling, and you've just said earlier on this was hell, and you know what, I knew it was hell because it is, but you've never let that show. That's the first time you've ever said anything that profound to me, because you've kept yourself as positive as you can.
I do. Well, obviously, you know, I try and put an outward-looking happy face, but deep down inside me, you know, I've distanced myself quite a lot from people and friends. I have distanced myself, and I have not intentionally I've done that, but that's just how it's been.
And I think what you're saying there is something that we know and perhaps seems obvious but isn't always acknowledged, that this wound does not just have an effect on your physical health, it's had an effect on your mental health.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, and I think for me, the thing that makes me so sad and so grateful to you for working with us is that these are things that didn't need necessarily to happen. Sometimes things happen, and what can we do but try and rebuild our lives? But sometimes there are things where there are simple steps we can take that can prevent them. So for instance, when we talk about pressure ulcers, we talk about a really simple system called S-Skin that we use to prevent pressure ulcers. And that means somebody needs to check somebody who's vulnerable skin daily and note any marks and note changes to the skin. Somebody needs to make sure you've got the right surface to sit on. And I think with you, we think there may have been some issues around the wheelchair.
I had a lightweight chair, which didn't have arms as such, but it had guards that keep the clothes clean. And it was probably late, so it would be like late in the day when I'm going to bed and I'm doing the transfer from onto the bed. I wasn't using a slide board at that time. So basically I was using arm strength to get me from A to B.
And that leads into my K. You were catching it, absolutely. And it leads into my K, which is keep moving. And actually, because of lots of things that had happened. So you briefly mentioned your leg, but to say that you'd had to have an amputation of one of your legs, that had affected your ability to transfer your stability and things like that. So that's keep moving. So for some of our people that we care for, it's simple as, can you get up, can you do arm raises to get your areas off of the pressure, can you tilt in your chair? So we now have a chair for you that can tilt so that it varies where the pressure sits. We talk about continence management, and that's had a big effect for you because you've ended up with this colostomy. But we know that actually sort of urine and feces can be really damaging to the skin and increase the risk. And then the last thing that we talk about in our simple S skin algorithm is nutrition. And so we've talked to you quite a lot, haven't we, about getting the protein in, having your 5 a day or 7 a day, I think they say now, fruit and veg. But those are all really simple things that I hope that the people who are involved in watching this video can take on board. We're going to be offering them free training, so hopefully they'll be able to come and get training from us. And what we want from this, and I think why you've been involved from what you said to me, is that we want to know that at least one other person doesn't have to go through what you've been through as a result of the work that you've done.
You know, I've learned a lot from these last 3 years, because obviously I've lived it, but if somebody else, you know, for the experience that I've gone through can benefit somebody else, because obviously the training side of things, that can be put to test on other people, then everybody can learn. I can learn, the professionals can learn. So that somebody won't necessarily have to go through entirely what I've gone through. I have to go through bits and pieces maybe.
But you've had quite a journey, and if we can stop it for someone else, we'll have achieved something, won't we?
Exactly, that's the main thing. So.
Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Really appreciate
it.
Thank you.